And good evening or good afternoon or good morning, depending on when you're watching this amazing yoga practice we're about to do with Doreen from the Children's School of Yoga. So we're at the Medium channel, the spirituality behind the message. And I do a lot of yoga to support my mediumship work. So I was so thrilled that Doreen had volunteered, because people that come on this channel, they do this for free for the love of sharing. So thank you so much, Doreen, for being here.
Namaste, Adam, and all of the friends that watch this tonight or on whenever they get a chance to. I know it'll go on your YouTube page. I am so happy to be here tonight when it is so important for all of us to really take the time to work on our energy. I'm just going to move this just a little bit so you can focus more on here. There we go. And we're going to work on the energies that are surrounding us right now. The energies are very, very, very strong energies that we're going into this week. So I base today's yoga practices on ways that we can get grounded and get rooted. And getting grounded in yoga is totally different than getting grounded when I was a kid. That was a negative thing when I was a child. Getting grounded in yoga means to feel the connection to the earth. I know that Adam does a lot of work on this, on a lot of videos on how to get grounded. So definitely take the opportunity to watch them. But I'm going to do some yoga breaths and yoga poses that are going to go along with that. We're going to start off sitting however you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be cross-legged or easy pose like myself. You can sit however you're comfortable, even in a chair, to do these breaths. We're going to start with something called the Take 5 breath. And it's been so many months since I shared yoga, I can't recall if we've done Take 5 or not. But we're going to start by inhaling through our nose, breathing into the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to hold that breath or retain it. And then we're going to slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. I'm going to switch hands because we always do things on both sides in yoga to stay balanced. We're going to inhale to the breath of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to hold that breath. Focus on that breath. And then we're going to exhale to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one last time. And if you can do it for longer than a count of 5, you are welcome to do it for longer. Inhaling to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that breath. And then we're going to exhale to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This breath focuses on helping you to release that fight or flight response that many of us will feel in a time of stress, in a time of anger, in a time of aggression. And all those energies are coming into play this week, very early in the week, like tomorrow. So we want a way to combat that in a positive, safe place. The next breath I'm going to share with you is called straw sipping breath. And straw sipping breath helps your fears, helps when you're agitated. It literally helps cool your whole body down. So imagine you're sipping from a straw, and you're going to make a circle with your mouth, and you're going to inhale through your mouth, but you're going to exhale through your nose. So let's all try this together. And inhale through your mouth and exhale through your nose. And inhale through your mouth and exhale through your nose. And inhale through your mouth And exhale through your nose. And inhale through your mouth. Last one. And exhale through your nose. Both of these breaths I just shared help to calm your nervous system. And it's so important right now for you to be able to stay calm with the energies that will be around you in this coming week and even in this coming month. So we're going to move on to a pose that some of you may be able to do, some of you may not. So it's okay. Just do where you feel comfortable. It is called the lotus pose. You're going to take one of your feet and place it high up in your lap, almost at your hip. And some of you will only be able to sit right there. Some of you may need to put things under your knees even for this if you have like books or yoga blocks. The other foot is going to come up and lock into place and have your legs kind of locked in place. The lotus pose. Now, if you have bad hips, you do not want to force yourself into this pose. If you have bad ankles or knees, you do not want to force yourself into this pose, and you will do what's called the half lotus, where you just have one foot up. So, in your lotus pose, we are going to put together our thumb and our pinky to make the hand mudra that goes with it. And we are imagining our hand or our fingers are coming out in 4 petals. This is known as your root chakra. And a lot of what we're doing today is going to be based on your root chakra to help you get grounded in a good way and feel connected to the earth. So you're going to place your hands, I like to place them in front of my heart, so that you can inhale as you are feeling grounded. And you can even say to yourself, I am grounded. You can say to yourself, I am rooted. Imagine that connection to the ground, like roots in a plant, roots in the lotus flower, roots in a tree. Or the lotus flowers grow in ponds, and mostly dirty ones, but they're beautiful. We can say an affirmation like, I am safe. And another one, I am secure. Now, because we do one side, we have to do the other. So I'm going to change my position in my lotus flower. I'm going to put my opposite leg up. And again, for those of you that are only able to do a half lotus pose, stay right there. Those of you that are able to do the full lotus pose, go right into your full lotus pose. We're going to put our hands back in that same mudra right in front of our heart space. Feel that connection to your heart space as you inhale. I am connected to Mother Earth. And if you have an affirmation, a positive word or 2 or 3 that you want to say that makes you feel connected to Earth and makes you feel connected to being here right now and brings your energy back to your center to be focused. I am focused. And these all help connect our root chakra to the earth during this time of the vast energy happening. So we're going to go into a pose that is one of the most calming poses for your root chakra and will connect you even more to earth. And this is called child's pose. You're going to curl up into your knees if you can. If you have bigger midsections, you're going to open your knees up. If you have smaller ones, you can have them much closer. It just depends on your body size because anyone can do yoga. We're going to come down, place your forehead down to the earth, and we're going to rest right there in child's pose for a moment. You also want your bottom to be down towards your heels. not up high. You want it down as close as you can get it. So the more you open up your knees, the further down your bottom can go. And as you're resting in child's pose, this also will help calm your nervous system down. Some of my friends like to place their hands overhead and do extended child pose and bring their forehead down. It is up to you which is more comfortable. Some of us like to place a block or some soft pillow for our forehead to land on instead of the floor. Whatever works best for you, or as my husband likes to say, you do you. So next, we're going to come up from child's pose on our hands and knees, and we're going to go into what's called vine pose, I like to call it, where we are literally going to grow out of the earth. We're going to stretch a leg back in our vine pose. And then we're going to leave it there. I'll wiggle my feet and my ankles around. And then I'm going to bring that back in. Then I'm going to do my opposite leg in vine pose. And you can leave it straight back. You can wiggle it if you'd like. Imagine the vines growing out, sprouting from Mother Earth. Bring that back. Then we're going to bring one of our arms forward in vine pose. Wiggle and leave that there for a moment. Bring that back. And then we're going to bring our opposite one out there. Leave that forward. Bring that back. Now we're going to make it a little bit more tricky. We're going to bring our leg back and the opposite arm forward, extended, balance. Get rooted to the earth. Balance on the ground, on Mother Earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine your roots are going down, down into the dirt. Come back with those. You're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Leg goes back, opposite arm goes forward. Hold that pose, but not your breath. Make sure you continue to breathe in and breathe out. Imagine those roots digging even further down, connecting you to the earth. And then we're going to rest for a moment in child pose once again. So let's come down, down, down into child's pose. Put your forehead down and breathe. Remember, if you need to open up your knees to let your belly fall through, do that at your leisure. Take a moment or two to rest and recharge. Child pose is a resting pose, but it's also a great pose for recharging to get ready to go into our next pose. And what we're going to do next is we are actually going to start to rise. So we're going to slowly get up and be bent over. You can have your legs as straight as possible, but if you can't bend over with them straight, you can bend your knees a little bit. Hands down on the mat in front of you. We're going to stay bent over, inhaling and exhaling, softly and slowly, breathing in, breathing out. And from this pose, we're going to slowly roll our backs. Slowly roll your backs to keep them healthy. Slowly roll your backs until your head comes up. And you will be standing in what's known as mountain pose, placing your hands at your side, but comfortably at your side for a moment. Now, mountain pose is another great way that we get connected to the earth, to the root chakra. But in mountain pose, you have the option to raise your arms up overhead. Don't think I'm going to cut off my arms a little bit, but I think you have the idea of raising your arms up. Look up to the sky, the beautiful sky. And then you're going to gently bring your arms down. And if you want, you can move your fingers like you're combing the air all around you, your energy, your chakras, your aura, all around you as you do that. And then you're going to swing those arms back up. Inhale, looking up to the ceiling, up to the sky. Breathing in, let your feet connect to the earth, connect your roots. Well, you're a mountain, so forget about your roots, but you're not going anywhere if you're a mountain. And then bring those arms back down, combing the air around you, your aura, the chakras all around you, bringing your arms back down. That was very good. Now we're going to do something. I came a little bit closer to just show you. Whoops. Sorry, my friend. The sign went down. And do something with our toes. Oh, my goodness. Where you lift your toes up in mountain pose and you place them back down. So you're going to try to stand in mountain pose. You're going to try to find your balance, lifting all your toes up, and look down at your toes for a moment. Look at all the toes as you stand on the ball of your feet and the heel of your feet. And that might seem very easy for some, but we're going to close our eyes now doing it. Cover them if you need to, or close your eyes as you stand in mountain pose and try not to wiggle. Try to find your balance. Now, doing this part of it might be very easy for you. You might have really good balance in this, but we're going to switch it now. Open your eyes. You're going to come up on the balls of your feet or on your tippy toes. Now, it might be hard enough for you to feel that connection to earth just by being on your tippy toes. If you'd like to challenge yourself more, close your eyes or cover your eyes, whichever is easier for you to do, closing them or covering them. Try to keep your heels up. You may find your feet wiggling. You may find your balance off. This is a perfect opportunity to focus on your connection to the earth mountains. And then come back down. And one more time, we're going to try that again. We're going to go back on our heels of our feet, lifting our toes, closing our eyes, inhaling softly and exhaling softly, feeling your connection to earth, being a really strong mountain. Nothing can knock you over. You are in control. And then we're going to place our toes down. We're going to come up on the balls of your feet. We're going to lift our heels. Close your eyes. Feel how powerful that you are as a mountain. You can say that too, or any affirmation that you connect to. Very good. And then we're going to come back down in our mountain pose. We're going to actually stay standing for a few more. We're going to come down in what's called a squat. Now, some of you can squat better than others. If you have a problem squatting, you could put something behind your heels. You can put a blanket or a pillow behind your heels to help you in your squat pose. You can put your hands down to keep you up in squat pose, but you may be really good at squatting, and we're going to place our hands together in our prayer pose, or namaste hands, I like to say, in front of our hearts. We're going to stay squatting for a moment because squatting also works on our root chakra. Can you tell the theme of our class today, Adam? I'm sure you can tell the theme today now at this point. And we are going to stay in this squat, but if you prefer to have your feet flat and you're able to do that, if you have really good stretched out calves, your feet can be flat. We're going to turn up towards one side, breathing in, breathing out. We're going to turn towards the other side, Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to come back to center for a moment. Hopefully you're still in the squat. Your squat might not look like mine. I've been squatting for many, many years, and I am small. I'm only 5 feet nothing, so I am very close to the earth. Let's try again on the other side, turning, but this time stretch an arm up if you can, or even place it behind your back if you prefer. Stay there as you inhale and exhale. Bring that arm back to prayer pose. Hello there. Wish I could see everybody. We're going to turn the opposite way, breathing in, breathing out, bringing your arm up or back behind you. Coming back, hands in front of you. Wow. Now, one more thing while we are in our squat, we're going to kind of move our bodies a little bit if you can, kind of like a frog would. For those of you that take Kundalini yoga, you're used to squatting like this in frog pose, and then you're used to coming up where your heels will touch, you're on your toes, stretch your legs up, hang forward. This to me is the hardest frog pose of all yoga styles, is the Kundalini version, because you are balancing, and one more time, have your heels like touching, stretch those legs, hang over in your fold, and then come back down. So that was too challenging. Don't worry about it. That one was a little bit more advanced for some of our friends. We're going to come all the way down now. Woo! I hope you're getting a little bit warm. That means that your body is building up some of that Kundalini energy going up your spine like this. We're just doing yoga and yoga breaths and yoga poses. It's just such a good thing. But there is going to be a lot of fire in the air and energies around us. So again, we're going to cool that down. We don't want any more fire than we need to. So we're going to do a breath called hear no evil, say no evil, say no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. Oh my goodness. See no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. Anyway, take your thumbs, plug your ears, take your top 2 fingers, cover your eyes, take your bottom 2 fingers, cover your mouth, and inhale and exhale. Stay with your eyes covered. Stay with your mouth covered. Just breathe in and out through your nose. Softly and slowly. This cooling breath also helps to calm your nervous system instantly. I actually teach this to special need students, whether they're young or old, because it takes away all the distractions. You might hear noise going on in my house. It will take away that noise. You might have distractions of sight and sound and things that are being said. This gets rid of all of those distractions. So one more time, cover your ears with your thumb, your top 2 fingers cover your eyes, your bottom 2 cover your mouth. Just don't cover your nostrils, and breathe. And breathe. Beautiful. And so 1 or 2 more poses before we switch on to our backs, if you're able to rest on your backs. And we're going to do a couple poses before we rest. In our pose down here, we're going to go into what's called tortoise or turtle. Now, everybody's flexibility will affect how this pose looks. So if it doesn't look like my tortoise or turtle, it is okay. Basically, you bring your hands together You bring your feet as close together. Your knees are bent. You're going to bring your hands out as far as they'll let you go. For some of you, you might have your legs spread out in order to do this. That is perfectly okay. But I wanted to introduce the tortoise turtle pose today because a turtle finds its safety going into its shell. You may feel the need to go into your shells with this energy out there in our world right now, and that is perfectly safe and fine. So we're going to come down in our turtle shells and our tortoise shells, breathing in, breathing out, inhaling, exhaling, and then slowly rising up. Hello, turtles. We're going to try that one more time for you. You can try to extend your hands out, and we're going to come back down, have our heads coming down towards our turtle feet, into our shell, hiding away from the world right now, hiding away from the madness, Adam. We're going to stay where it's safe and secure, feeling protected, feeling safe in our homes. Hopefully everybody feels safe and secure in their homes or wherever you feel safe in our shells. And then we're going to come back up and we're going to stretch out our legs. Now we're going to get onto our backs. We're going to do a couple poses on our backs before we go into what's known as yoga shavasana, yoga sleep, yoga rest. And that is the time that all the poses we did in class, your body will start to heal itself from those poses. It gives your body the opportunity to heal if maybe you stretched a little more than normal, if you feel the tension or soreness from doing that pose, or maybe you feel great and you just want to relax your body. So we're going to start off, we're going to bend our knees, we're going to come down onto our backs, lower yourself down, resting on your backs. We're going to bring our feet in towards our bottom. If your hands can reach your ankles or your heels, you're going to lift up your bellies, lift up your belly button up towards the ceiling, squeeze your buttocks in. You're going to relax your neck. Do not move your head and neck around too much. You do not want to injure your neck. Stay there for a moment as you inhale and you exhale, breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly come down, lowering your back. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock gently side to side, giving your lower back a massage. Now, we're going to go back into our bridge pose once again, getting your feet flat on the mat or ground, bringing it back up. Now, some of you are a lot more advanced. I try not to do anything too advanced because we're just not sure who's watching us tonight. If you're a beginner, we want you to keep doing yoga. But in advanced, you will bring up a foot or a leg in this pose. And you could bring that back down. More advanced, you bring up the other foot or leg. And you bring it back down. Even more advanced, you come up on your toes. And you do the same thing in the bridge pose. Always doing both sides. And you bring that back down. Lower yourself down very slowly. Hug your knees to your chest and gently rock side to side. Now leave your knees up. Bring your arms out in a T. We're going to gently drop our knees to one side. The side that they're dropping to, you're going to look the opposite way over your shoulder. Try to keep your shoulders down on the mat or the floor. Once they start to lift, don't move your legs across any further.
You don't want your legs to hit the ground or hit the mat. You have them up slightly. You'll be able to see this when I go the opposite way. Breathing in, breathing out, bringing your knees back to center. We're going to go the opposite way. Let our knees drop the opposite way, not touching that floor or mat. Looking over the opposite shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling softly and slowly. Bringing your knees back. Give your knees one more hug. Bring your head up to them if you can. And then you're going to release everything down. And everything is going to be nice and flat. Your arms can come down. They can be out in a side. However you're comfortable laying down. I am not going to lay down this time as we're in Shavasana because I want to read a couple things to you, which I normally don't do during this for Adam, but I thought they were really important to read during our root chakra class we did today, during the energies that are going on today. So continue to lay down however you're comfortable. On your back is the best. If you have an eye pillow, which is used often in yoga classes, cover your eyes. If you don't, it's okay. Just leave your eyes closed softly. As you're laying on your back, I wanted to talk about a couple things that had to do with the root chakra and a couple things that had to do with being connected to the earth. So I hope you're all okay with that. Your root chakra, which is right down here, will look like a spinning bicycle wheel and will be a bright red if it's healthy. And you are so fortunate this week and this month to have an energy healer like Heather there who can work on your root chakra and other chakras. And I know Adam is very good at that as well. When your root chakra is spinning too fast, you might be very materialistic. You might like things, lots of things. And this kind of goes right with the energies happening right now about materialism versus spiritualism. And I know that Sharita had mentioned that in her July forecast or August forecast, and it's kind of coming to a head right now. So if material things mean a lot to you, I am very guilty of that myself. Your root chakra is going too fast and you need to balance it with some of the poses and breaths we shared today. And Adam also has some great things on his YouTube page for your root chakra. Also, if it's moving too fast, you might be somebody that's a little bit self-centered. I laugh because at times I might be guilty of that too. So that's okay. There's a fix for that with the energy work that we do together. If your root chakra is spinning too slow, that is kind of what we're seeing in the world around us right now. It creates fear. You may be fearful of so many things that you're seeing, that you're hearing, that you're watching, that you're thinking. And your root chakra needs to be sped up, needs to go a little bit faster. You might also have low self-esteem or feel very needy. You may feel like a burden. And so it's a fix. It's an easy fix. All you have to do is do your yoga, your meditation, your mindfulness practices, your brain heart breathing that Adam teaches you, the root chakras, things that you get taught to on Adam's channel. They're all wonderful places and wonderful things. And then finally, you might also feel a little bit like a victim if your root chakra is off, where it's too slow. You might not be able to focus. You might have a really hard time staying still. These are all qualities that have to do with an imbalanced root chakra. and so many more. But when your root chakra is in balance, you will have a high energy. You will feel grounded. You will feel healthy and secure and stable and independent and strong and confident. And I just realized I was talking really loud during your Shavasana time, so I apologize for that. I'm just trying to talk over some sounds going on in the background in my house so that you can hear me and not the noise going on. And so I'll talk a little bit softer for this very last part for you. I want you to imagine that you are a baby in your mommy's or daddy's arms. And imagine as that baby, all your needs are getting met. Your food, your shelter, all the love that you can feel from your mom and your dad. And I want you to take a moment and go back in time if you can with your eyes closed, picturing when you felt that safety and security in your mom or dad's arms. Maybe it was a grandmother like myself, or a grandfather, or an aunt, or an uncle, or a caretaker. I want you to think about the surroundings around you. Maybe it was in your crib. Maybe it was in your bassinet. The type of blankets or stuffed toys or animals that might have been around you. All of your favorite things. And just know that you are safe and you are loved and you are protected. And feel a beautiful glow of red light pulsating out from your very lower abdomen, down by your tailbone. That root chakra is down by your tailbone and it's growing bigger and bigger. That wheel is spinning larger and larger, surrounding your body. And feel the strength of the love that surrounds you, the safety and security that surrounds you, your loved ones around you. And when you leave today's class, I hope that you can take with you a little piece of feeling safe and secure and knowing that you are protected, you are loved, you are powerful, you are strong, you are grounded, and you are connected to Mother Earth. When you are ready, you can slowly roll on one side, bend your knees, rest on your side with your knees bent before you slowly push yourself up to rise, slowly sitting up nice and strong, sitting however you're comfortable. And once you're all sitting up slowly together, I want to share a quick chant before we Om and finish out today's class. The chant is 3 sounds or 3 words or 3 syllables, meaning bringing one from darkness to light. And I want you to keep that with you all this week and month till our next class together, that you can keep the light within you. You can bring and go from darkness to light. And it's the sound of Guru Ram Das. Guru Ram Das. Except I'm going to sing it or chant it for you, and you can follow along with me if you know it. Guru Ram Das. Guru Ram Das. Guru Ram Das, 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 Guru Ram Das. Oh. Namaste. I hope you had a great yoga day with me today. Thank you, Adam, for the opportunity to share. And I hope everybody feels safe, secure, rooted, and grounded.
And thank you, and have a great yoga day yourself. And I was on the floor here doing the class with you, and I'm happy to say I can still do a full lotus after all these years. I can still do a squat with feet flat. So I haven't lost. Well, I practice my yoga. I shouldn't say I haven't lost it. I haven't lost it because I keep practicing basically. So I mean, I'm not old. I'm in my mid 60s. So it just it kind of showed you that if you keep doing these things, there's yogas 80, 90s, and there are hundreds that can do this work also. So age is an illusion. And yes, we needed that root chakra for all the reasons that you mentioned. Thank you for sharing. And let me just, for those that don't know, just, flash Doreen's website. She does a lot. She has like 4 different studios now, and then online classes. So mostly the children, right? Mostly the kiddies, but
we do children, we do adults, we do family yoga.
Yes.
Yes, we do virtual. And now our newest division is kids yoga meets astrology. So we do it all.
Nice. We do it all. Of course, astrology is covered through Sharita Star, and I know a few things myself. And since I'm thinking about, well, Sharita reminded me to remind you, anybody that's here live, if you want to come back at 7, that's where we're doing our mediumship. So I'll be doing getting messages from the spirit world and just giving it to the audience, and we have a good time, and people get some really profound messages sometimes. So doing that at 7. Doreen will be back in a month, and we're going to have a playlist for Doreen, so you can do all of her classes here. So I'll get that done in the next day or two, because I think this is the 4th one, or
I believe it is the 4th one. We had 2 months off, I believe, unfortunately, due to travel and illness. So, but yes, we're back. Yeah, we're back in
August or September, whenever the next time is. You'll have advance notice. So thank you so much. Thank you again. Thank you.
Namaste. Have a great day.
Here. Namaste. And we shall end. Good night.